In the 9th chapter of Matthew, Jesus sits at a table with tax collectors and sinners, drawing the criticism of the religious elite. In response, he utters a sentence that defines his entire mission: "Those who are well have no need of a physician, but those who are sick." Matthew 8:12. With these words, Jesus redefines how we look at our moral failings. He is telling us that sin is not just a violation of a rule, it is a sickness of the soul. We must anchor ourselves in the truth: Jesus is God. Period. When he calls himself a physician, he isn't using a clever metaphor. He is speaking as the architect of humanity who sees his creation suffering from a terminal infection. To the living God, sin is a parasite that has attached itself to the human heart, distorting his divine standard and leading to spiritual death. He didn't come to judge the sick for being ill, he came to heal the patient. If sin is a sickness, then humanity is powerless to cure itself. You cannot heal a cancer of the spirit with good works or self-improvement, any more than you can perform surgery on yourself with a spoon. This is why we need the Creator. Only the one who designed the human spirit knows how to restore it. When we say that Jesus is the Son of God, we are recognizing his voluntary humility in entering the contagious ward of our world. He stepped into our brokenness, not to become infected by our sin, but to overwhelm our sickness with his perfect health. Because Jesus is God, his holiness is not fragile. It is a direct speech of life that consumes death. He doesn't just forgive sin, he heals the damage that sin has caused in our nature, bringing us back to the standard of the Father. The greatest tragedy in Matthew 9 was not the sinners at the table, but the Pharisees who stood outside. They were just as sick, but because they believed they were well, they never asked for the physician. This is the supreme standard of the kingdom. The only people who remain unhealed are those who refuse to admit they are ill. To be a child of God is to live in a state of honest dependence. We must go to God and ask for healing from our sin daily. We don't go to a judge to plead for a lighter sentence. We go to a surgeon to ask for a new heart. When you recognize that your pride, your anger, or your selfishness is a sickness, your prayer changes. You stop making excuses and start seeking the remedy. You realize that only the sovereign Creator can reach into the depths of your character and remove the infection. Jesus' life in the flesh was a demonstration of what a healthy human looks like, one perfectly aligned with the Father. He is the standard of life. Every time he healed a physical body, he was giving us a visual sign of what he wants to do for our souls. He wants to restore our spiritual sight, so we can see the truth, and our spiritual hearing, so we can hear his voice. When God heals us from sin, he is returning us to our original purpose. He is taking away the fever of worldly desires and replacing it with the peace of his presence. This healing is a process of sanctification, where the living God slowly but surely replaces our broken patterns with his divine standard. He takes upon himself our filth so that we can take upon ourselves his righteousness. Today, do not let the sickness of your past keep you away from God. The physician has called for you. If you feel the weight of your failings, do not run into the darkness, run to the light. Remember that Jesus is God, and there is no infection of the soul too deep for his grace to reach. Admit your need. Stop trying to hide your symptoms from the one who already knows them. Go to him today and say, "Lord, I am sick, and I need your healing." He will not turn you away. He will sit at your table, he will touch your heart, and he will begin the work of making you whole. You are not defined by your disease, you are defined by the physician who has chosen to save you.